This is Joy Roland, and you are listening to the Joyful Money Podcast. This is episode number 64, Baggage Claim. Welcome to Joyful Money, the podcast where we focus on making money fun and joyful. We're done with the stress and anxiety that typically come with money. This podcast will teach you how to make money, lots and lots of it, and still be joyful, happy, abundant, and fulfilled. Because let's face it, money is just a small part of life. Are you ready to add more joy to your money? In. Hello and welcome to episode number 64 of the Joyful Money Podcast. I'm so excited to be recording this episode for you today. I'm excited for a number of reasons, and top of them is that I will be announcing the winner of the $1,000 cash giveaway today. So, if this is your first time of listening, let me give you some background. About a month ago, I started this drive to give people the chance to enter to win $1,000 cash. And all you had to do was to write me a review. And the reason I am doing this giveaway is just to thank my listeners for all of the feedback and all of the encouragement I have had. We At the time we had 1,000 downloads, and that was just amazing to me because the podcast is just about 4 months old at the time. So I was just so thrilled that people are listening to this podcast and they're implementing what they're learning and they're getting results and they're coming back to me and giving me feedback. So this was just a way to say thank you to my listeners. So I this was done randomly. So I entered the names or the handles of all of the people who had left a review from all of the countries, and I just randomly picked one. And the winner is Red Roses for You. Red Roses for You. You are the winner of $1,000 cash. Now, Red Roses for You is the handle on Apple Podcasts. So hopefully you are still listening because this review was actually left before we started the contest. So I hope you are still listening to this podcast. This review was left on April 13th. So about 2 months ago, just over 2 months ago, this review was left. So this was before our giveaway. Again, if you're listening, the winner is Red Roses for You. You have only 24 hours to send me a DM and claim the $1,000 cash. You have only 24 hours. After 24 hours, someone else will be the winner, and I'll announce the winner in the next episode. So if you are listening, you have 24 hours to send me a DM to claim your $1,000 cash. Now, when you send me a DM, I'm going to send you a Zoom booking link so that you can hop on Zoom, and I just need to confirm. So, all I need you to do is to log into your Apple podcast while sharing your screen so I can see that you are the owner of the account Red Roses for You. Just to juggle your memory, I'm going to read back your review. So, you said the title of the review is relatable, down to earth, and inspirational. And it says, I am truly blown away by the quality of this podcast. There is no fluff, just real, actionable coaching. I love how Joy gives us examples from her own journey of building wealth. She openly talks about her journey of overcoming limiting beliefs to build the amazing life she has now. I have improved my mindset and finances just from listening to her podcast. Thanks so much, Joy. So that's the review from Red Roses for you. Again, you have 24 hours to reach out to me via DM. You can send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. All the links will be in the show notes. Or if you prefer, you can send me an email. My email is joy@joyroland.com. Send me an email and you get your $1,000 cash. Congratulations again. I am so excited for you. And thank you, everyone who wrote a review. I truly appreciate your support. I appreciate your feedback. So, today I want to talk to you about baggage claim. The idea for this podcast episode actually came to just 2 days ago. And I was just thinking about all of the clients I currently serve and all of the challenges they tell me about. And I felt like I can do a podcast episode on this about baggage claim. Now, here's the thing, everybody has emotional baggage. We all carry some form of baggage or the other from our childhood. Whether you know this or not, we all carry baggage. Now, this baggage, so why am I even talking about this? Well, I'm talking about this because the baggage is affecting you as a business owner right now. It's affecting how you show up to run your business. It's the determining factor on whether you create a successful business or not. And most times, this baggage we carry is the reason why we are stuck at the same income level and not achieving the level of success that you really, really want. So some women come to me and they say, well, I'm just stuck at 125,000. I just cannot break free from 125 per year. I want to go to $500,000 and even beyond yearly. But it seems like I have this financial ceiling that I cannot just overcome. Well, one of the reasons why is emotional baggage. And this emotional baggage is showing up in different areas. For example, self doubt. That's a very big one. Self doubt and self sabotage. If you're constantly procrastinating and not wanting to do the actions in your business that'll get you the results you want, like you know what you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do every single day in your business, but somehow you find yourself not doing those things. That's a very good example of how your emotional baggage is showing up to hold you back. Also, you might be having fear. It could be fear of success, and fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of what other people would think about you if you'd show up more authentically, if you show up more um, constantly and consistently online. That fear of rejection and the fear of what other people would think about you is holding you back. So, these are some of the ways that you are holding yourself back in your business, and this is why you're unable to break through to the next income level. Now, this childhood baggage we carry can be as a result of a number of things. So, it could be trauma, most likely childhood trauma. And when people hear childhood trauma, they kind of dissociate themselves and say, oh no, that's not me. Well, you might be thinking and you say, well, childhood trauma is like the big trauma, maybe like having an alcoholic parent or having an abusive dad or mom or experiencing hugely traumatic events like maybe being in a war zone as a child. Like those are huge traumas, right? But for most of the clients that I serve, the trauma they're experiencing is not that kind of big trauma. It can be as simple as just one sentence someone told you as a child. Yes, just one sentence someone told you as a child can have all of these negative effects even after all of these many, many years. For example, maybe at school, in primary school, maybe someone told you on the playground, oh, that's a very stupid idea. Maybe you said something as a child, and somebody on the playground said, oh, that's a very stupid idea. Now, just that comment can be trauma. Yes, you might not realize that, but most of this happens below our awareness, below our consciousness. So, remember a couple of episodes ago, I told you about how our conscious mind accounts for only 5% of our entire mind. So, think of your mind like an iceberg. An iceberg sitting on the sea, on the ocean. You just see the small tip of the iceberg of the iceberg on top, right? That's just 5% of the entire iceberg. The remaining 95% is actually underwater. You don't see that unless you go underwater. So, all of the experiences you had as a child, most of them are stored in the hard drive of your mind. It's just stored away in the subconscious. Now, 95% of your mind is the subconscious mind. So that is why I say that all of these things you experienced as a child, what you saw, what you heard, what people told you might not remember right now consciously, but it's tucked away in your subconscious mind. And so then when you come to build a business, all of those things you experienced will bubble up. And your subconscious mind will say, well, because of what we were told as a child, I do not think we can be successful. And so all of those obstacles actually are coming from your subconscious mind. So this is why I say we all carry emotional baggage from our childhood. And like one of my coaches would say, she says, building a business is the best personal development work any human being can do. Why? Well, when you attempt to build a business, all of those limiting beliefs, all of those things from your childhood will come up. You come face to face with yourself. Yes, there is a reason why only about 5% of businesses succeed. Yes, there is a reason why. Because when you attempt to build a successful business, all of the obstacles, all of the internal obstacles, all of the reasons why your mind thinks you cannot achieve success as a businesswoman will come up. Now, your job is to address each of those obstacles. For example, lack of confidence, low self esteem. These are some of the things that hold people back. Oh, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't have something good to say. So maybe you grew up as a child and your parents constantly discount your ideas. And maybe they were always very busy at work and you come to talk to them and they kind of discount your ideas and tell you no, or they tell you, oh, that doesn't make sense, right? Now, that might not account as trauma to most people, but your subconscious has registered somewhere that your ideas are not valuable. So then, when it comes to building a business, now as an adult, your mind remembers that experience from your childhood. Now, like I said, consciously, you might not be aware of this. And this is the inner work we do as entrepreneurs to uncover all of those things holding you back. So, logically, it might not make sense because on the surface level, you want to be successful. Like on the surface level, you want to make $1 million per year. On the surface level, you want to be an 8-figure CEO. That's why you started your business in the first place. So consciously on in your conscious mind, you want to be successful. So you might say, oh, but it doesn't make sense. How can I want to be successful and then I constantly not show up in my business? I'm constantly giving excuses in my business. I'm constantly procrastinating. I'm constantly having self-doubt. I'm constantly having the fear of failure. I'm constantly having the fear of success. So you can see how it doesn't make sense because it's almost like cognitive dissonance. If one part of your mind wants to be uber successful and your subconscious mind is holding you back because of all of those experiences you've experienced as a child, and your subconscious mind thinks creating a hugely successful business is not in your best interest. So, why am I saying baggage claim? Well, when you travel, like when you travel internationally, even sometimes locally, you have some checked baggage, right? And then when you get to your destination, then they tell you which of the conveyor belt has your baggage, and then you go and wait and you look as the baggage comes around the conveyor belt, round and round, you keep looking for your baggage. Well, here's the thing. You have a choice. When you arrive at that destination, you have a choice to leave that baggage behind. You don't have to claim the baggage. Yes. Now, it's possible that if you leave your baggage at the airport, like if it's tagged and it has all your tags on, the airport official or the airline might try to contact you to get your bag back to you. But you can choose not to claim the bag. Like you can choose to remove all identifying information on the bag and just leave the bag at the airport and say, you know what? I've been carrying this emotional baggage for so long. Now it's time to let go. This baggage is no longer serving me. I want to let go because I want to build a hugely successful business. Now, when I say this, I remember doing this work with my clients and asking, well, why do you want to be successful? This is a question I like to ask people because the reason why you want to do something is very critical. Many people are trying to be successful to prove somebody wrong. They're trying to be successful to prove to themselves that they're worthy of wealth. This constant need to prove your self worth, this constant need to show people what you're made of, to show people what you're capable of, to show yourself what you could do. This is also part of the trauma because you're trying to prove your worth. You're trying to prove that you're worthy of wealth. But here's the thing. You are infinitely worthy. You're worthy of anything you desire. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to prove yourself to yourself. Just because you are a human being, you are infinitely worthy. You're infinitely special. And there's nothing you can do to add to or subtract from that worthiness. So, and it's a better way to create success because when you detach yourself from the result and you're not trying to prove yourself to anybody, success comes easier and wealth comes easier because you're not trying to prove to anybody anything. So, this is another way that your childhood baggage can hold you back. The needing to prove yourself in order to get acknowledgement from people, to be acknowledged, to be celebrated, the need to be recognized. That's another thing I see in women. They're trying to feel like they belong in a club. So maybe you grew up as a child and you were in school and some of the girls didn't want you in the cool girls club, for example. So that's one way that that trauma can show up in your business because you're trying to prove that you belong to a certain club. And so you feel like making more money and being hugely successful will give you access to that club. So I'm giving you all of these examples so that you can start to ask the right questions of your brain so that your brain and your mind can give you answers. Because the goal is for you to let go of the baggage. The baggage isn't serving you. And here's the thing, you can rewrite the past. Yes, this is one thing I learned from one of my coaches. She says you can rewrite the past. You can rewrite the past in a way that you come out the hero or the shero as a woman, right? So let's say, for example, you had a terrible experience as a child. Well, how can we spin that? How can we spin that so that you come out the hero of that story? Yes. So you can reframe your narrative and say, well, if I was told as a child I wasn't smart enough, I can counter that with evidence of my achievements and my capabilities. I know I am smart enough. I know I can create wealth because that's what I want. I do not need to prove myself to anyone or to myself. I am going to do this because I want to, just because I want to. And I want to see how I can stretch myself to see what I'm actually capable of. I want to be, I want to contribute to society. I want to add my contribution to humanity. That's why I want success. I'm not trying to prove my worth to anybody because I'm infinitely worthy. One other thing I want to encourage you to do is to practice self compassion, compassion for yourself. Yes. Be kind to yourself as you navigate this process of letting go of your baggage. Acknowledge the effort you've made, acknowledge your progress. Yes. The thing is, we are not very good at recognizing what we've achieved. Yes. Look at your resume, look at what you've achieved. You have to be proud of yourself because you have achieved a lot. And the other thing is to surround yourself with supportive people. I cannot overemphasize how this impacts your success. Now, a few episodes ago, I talked about nervous dysregulation. This is where your nervous system is in chronic stress and chronic overwhelm because of all of the things involved in creating success, in creating a hugely successful business, and in becoming wealthy. So if your body feels like becoming wealthy isn't safe, your subconscious mind will pull the brakes on all of your efforts. So let's say your business is constantly stressing you out. You're always stressing. Where's the next client coming from? When you sit down to create content, you're always stressed. Oh, you feel like, oh, I need to create Instagram reels every single day. I need to post on social media every single day. Oh, I need to send out an email to my list every single day. Oh, I need to reach out to clients on social media. Oh my God, I need to run my Facebook ads. Oh my God, I need to create a lead magnet. Oh my God. So can you, even me just speaking about this, my own nervous system is already being dysregulated. Like it feels so stressful. So when you're constantly stressed in your business, your nervous system knows. So your mind will send that information to your subconscious mind to say, well, I am overly stressed every single time this woman sits down to work on her business. Obviously, this isn't safe for me. We have to pull on the brakes. And so your subconscious mind will pull on the brakes, and then that's why you hit the income ceiling. You cannot break through to multiple six figures because at the subconscious level, your nervous system has already sent that message to your brain to say, well, when this lady sits down to work on her business, she's constantly stressed. Why would I want to have more stress? If this is the process of making money, then we don't want any more of this. And that's why people are stuck at one income level. Now, when you have this nervous system dysregulation, the fastest way I have found to become regulated again is to surround yourself with people who are high achievers, who have high ambitions. So, for example, if you are in a mastermind of high level thinkers, your nervous system will regulate to get to their level. And this is why positivity is so contagious. When you meet someone who is hugely positive about their business, you gravitate towards them. Okay, so find supportive people. I have a mastermind where you can come and sit in my mastermind for 2 days free of charge. Yes, can you believe that? Yes. And in my mastermind, you will get to sit with my paying clients. And it's going to be an interactive and implementation focused workshop. I'm going to give you all of the tips I use in my business to be joyful, to create wealth at a high level. I'm going to add that link to the show notes. Next one is going to be in actually about a month in June, 17th of June. So grab your spot and I look forward to having you in my mastermind. That's all I have for you today, my friend. Again, I hope you're listening. Red roses for you. Send me a DM to claim your $1,000 cash. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you back here on the next episode. Hey, very quickly before you go, if you are ready to finally fix your relationship with money so that you make lots and lots of it while feeling joyful, abundant, free, and fulfilled, then I invite you to join my 2-day Income Accelerator event where I will personally teach you how to accelerate your income while having more joy in your life. And did I mention it's free? Yes, it's free. The link is in the show notes. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.